Whether it's a research lab in California, a tech demo in London, or a viral video on X, there's a 90% chance that the humanoid robot you're looking at on your screen was from Unitree. China isn't just entering the humanoid race, they've already lapped the field. While Western companies are still debating security protocols, Unitree has been shipping robots that can do a perfect side flip, can recover from a fall like a pro athlete, and put Neo to shame with his kung fu. And on top of all that, you can buy one right now for the price of a cheap second-hand car. Or maybe it's too good to be true. Today we're diving deep into the Unitree empire, to the genius founder who started it all, to the terrifying reality that America might be about to ban the world's most popular humanoid. Let's dive in. Welcome back to the Humanoid Report, where we keep you updated on the journey to us all having a humanoid within our home. Now let's get stuck into the Unitree deep dive. To understand where we're going, we have to look at where this started. Meet Wang Xingxing. In 2013, while most of us were figuring out how to use Instagram, Wang was in his dorm room building a bipedal robot using about $30 worth of handcrafted parts. By graduate school, he created X-Dog, the first low-cost, high-performance quadruped. He had a brief 2-month stint at DJI, the Drone Kings, before realising he didn't want to build flying cameras, he wanted to build legs. In 2016, Unitree was born, and since then they've been on a warpath. Their roadmap is essentially whatever Boston Dynamics does for 100 grand, we'll do for 10. And the numbers speak for themselves. In 2025, Unitree officially became the world's #1 humanoid shipper. They delivered over 5,500 units last year alone, with a production total of 6,500. How many have Tesla shipped? For 2026, Unitree are targeting 20,000 robots, and they aren't just sitting in boxes, they're everywhere. Every day there are more videos showing them in action from different areas of the globe. We recently saw them as backup dancers at pop concerts, which set the news on fire with their choreographed display, which ended in that famous synchronized front flip. Even more recently, they stole the show at the 2026 Chinese New Year Gala that we covered in my last video. We saw them putting on an incredible display with some amazing gymnastics, getting some crazy air whilst leaping off springboards, plus they scarily demonstrated their use of weapons and literally backflipped off walls. There was almost too much going on. Now, this wasn't just a pre-programmed dance routine, this was the debut of an autonomous cluster control. These robots were communicating with each other in real time to maintain formation. It's a level of mass scale coordination that we simply haven't seen in the West yet. China is treating the humanoid industry like the smartphone industry. Scale fast, break things, and dominate the price point. Alright, let's talk shop. You want a robot? Which one do you get? First, there's the G1. It's the one you see in all the videos. Prices may vary slightly, but you're grabbing the basic model at $16,000, which shattered every price barrier in existence. This one has 23 degrees of freedom and is mostly for remote control, to be honest. You also have the education models, including the standard at around 43 grand and the education plus at around 52 grand, which includes 29 degrees of freedom and an NVIDIA Hetson Orin NX, bringing more AI power. Ahead of all those is the ultimate for an extra 20 grand, which gets you 41 degrees of freedom, including the dexterous hands. There's a few other models between those mentioned, but overall there's lots to choose from, and to be fair, you get what you pay for. And if you want to have more than a glorified remote control bot and get that improved core and the 3D LiDAR sensor, then you need to fork out a bit more. The G1 is also pretty small, about the size of an 8-year-old at 4'4", but it's still a little athlete. It has a 1.4 meter standing long jump, it can do a kip up to get off the floor, and thanks to those low inertia motors, it's fast, but it can also be precise. Using the ASAP framework developed by Carnegie Mellon and NVIDIA, the G1 can not only replicate signature moves from LeBron James and Kobe Bryant, but in medical trials at UC San Diego, the G1 achieved a 90% accuracy rate in bag valve mask ventilation and an 86% success rate in suturing. This proves the G1's actuators can handle the high precision, sub-degree accuracy required for workforce replacement. Now onto the big brother, the Unitree H2. The H2 is 1.8 meters tall, that's about 5'11", weighs a hefty 70 kilos, and has 31 degrees of freedom. Now, despite Unitree's video making it look like the H2 has been around Bender too much and had a bit too much to drink, it actually marks a massive shift in philosophy for Unitree. The previous models, the H1, was all about speed. It held the world record at 3.3 meters per second, but the H2, it slowed down. It's rated at about 2 meters per second. Why? Because they traded the speed for strength and dexterity. Each arm on the H2 can carry a 7 kilo rated load, with a peak capacity of 21 kilos. That's more than enough to carry your groceries, move boxes in a warehouse, or, as they teach in the video, engage in some light boxing. It uses a new flexion abduction rotation, or FAR, hip configuration, which makes it way more stable and human-like in its gait. The H2 had a big showing at the Chinese New Year Gala and put on an awesome display clad in the Monkey King's heavy armour, giving it a real cultural impact. But the hardware is only half the story. The reason these robots are getting smarter every week is because of a world-first software play. Imagine you're bored with your G1 just walking around. You open your phone, you go to an app store and click download. Suddenly, your robot knows how to do the Bruce Lee nunchuck routine or fold a t-shirt. This isn't just sci-fi. Unitree launched the world's first Humanoid App Store. It's officially called the Unitree Robotics Developer Platform. It is divided into a few sections. The user square, where you find actions built by other people, the action library, your personal collection of skills and data sets. This is the big one. Unitree is crowdsourcing the brain of these robots. They're incentivizing developers to upload motion capture data. If you train your robot to do something cool, you can share that data, and Unitree uses it to refine their unified robot large model. This is how they solve the data bottleneck. Instead of a few engineers in a lab trying to teach a robot to dance, they have thousands of users around the world doing it for them. It's the Tesla FSD approach, but for legs. Have the consumers do the work for you, because the only way you scale the learning is to scale the training. But this open ecosystem is exactly where the nightmare starts. Here is the part of the video that Unitree probably doesn't want you to see. Researchers from Alias Robotics performed a full security audit on the G1, and the results were, well, a little terrifying. They found what is being called the BLE provisioning flaw. The way you set up your G1's Wi-Fi is through Bluetooth. The problem? That Bluetooth channel is wide open. An attacker within range can inject commands and gain full root access. And it gets worse. Every single Unitree robot, the G1, the H1, even the robot dogs, share the same hard-coded encryption keys. That means if one robot is compromised, the entire fleet is vulnerable. It's wormable. One infected G1 could walk into a research lab and automatically infect every other robot in the building. The researchers found that every 300 seconds, the G1 exfiltrates telemetry data back to servers in China. We aren't just talking about battery levels, we're talking about audio from the microphones, 3D LiDAR maps of your home or office, and video feeds. Think about that. If you're a US defense contractor or a tech startup using a G1 for research, you might just have invited a silent spy into your most secure facility. This is why the US government is getting extremely nervous. It's not just about losing the race, it's about a foreign power having eyes and ears inside Western infrastructure. Alias Robotics even proved the G1 can be used as an offensive cyber weapon. Because it has a high-powered NVIDIA brain, a hacked G1 can act as a mobile hacking station, moving through your building and attacking your local Wi-Fi from the inside. Now, that really does sound like some future Skynet sci-fi film. Arnold comes running in your building, but runs straight past you and just goes for your router instead. So, at the end of the day, the Unitree G1 and H2 are engineering masterpieces. They've brought the dream of a $16,000 humanoid to life. They're fast, agile, and the App Store is a stroke of genius for building AI intelligence. But they are also a security disaster. The roadmap is looking bright, and if you're a hobbyist or a researcher, the G1 is pretty much the best bang for your buck you can get. But do me a favour, keep it off your network, secure it, keep it away from the internet until Unitree fixes those security flaws. But as always, let me know what you think in the comments. Would you buy a world-class $16,000 robot if you knew it was sending data back to China every 5 minutes? Is the $16,000 price tag worth the loss of privacy? Or is this just tech fear and no different than the phones in our pockets? If you want to stay updated on the humanoid industry, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to turn on those notifications. And for staying till the end, here's another robot fail. See you in the next one.